Make me a believer. Believer. Let's put that song in every movie trailer. Bud, are you going to become a YouTube streamer? YouTube cat. YouTube cat. Well, I just started the stream like 30 seconds ago. It's another Monday night controller build. Hello, 3D Medic Vance. I was talking to my buddy on a road trip the other day. I was like, dude, we got to do the Gen Explained podcast. It'd be great. You explain things like Rocky movies to Gen Z or Jay-Z. Well, this is going to be a left-handed controller. Sales have been really slow all summer, but it seems like they're picking up lately. Although I didn't really see a Christmas bump last year. The only real bump I saw was around tax return time earlier this year. Oh, thanks, Jack. Yeah, I finally finished that Switch controller just in time for... Well, I don't think Switch 2 is being delayed by the yen. That's what's really going on. But I don't know. I wonder if those Power 8 controllers will work on the Switch 2. I mean, it's just going to be two Switches duct taped together, so hopefully it does. I mean, I'd like to build more of those controllers. If I can't do it for PlayStation, I might as well do it for at least two consoles. Oh, I hear Bud went into his bed of packing materials. That could be a Bon Jovi song. Lay you down on a bed of packing materials. Well, Bud's automatic watering dish has gone dry. His orange wig is crooked, and he's giving me the eye. And I might have said yes, but I laughed so hard, I think I died. Juan, I'm not sure about that. I know it does have a Yamaha chip in it, but you know, if the Genesis was like, or Mega Drive in Japan was like 1988, I'm sure its synth is probably at least 2 or 3 years older than that. I always preferred the Genesis sound to the Super Nintendo, because the Super Nintendo is actually all samples. Everything is just like they'll sample one note and record it in like wave memory, and then they'll play it back at different frequencies. And actually that chip was designed by the father of PlayStation, Ken Kutayag. Damn. That guy. I've watched that Mega 64 video about him so many times, and I can't remember how to pronounce his last name. Ken Kutahari. You're the coolest. Nintendo owns this town, and don't you forget it. They drove the GameCube over with a car. It's practically indestructible. Too bad you're not. Ah! That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's using hardware encoding. The CPU is only at 1.2%. Not that far from the Wi-Fi router. I've got the laptop on the wire, and well, no, the laptop is a Wi-Fi connection, but it's plugged into the wall, so it's not throttling. And this is a newer laptop now. Whew. I gave away one of my extra 3D printers this weekend. There's this guy who's making fun of me. He's like, at MGC, he's like, how many printers do you have now? And I'm like, it's like a politician not remembering how many mansions I own. And I'm like, I don't know, 8? And he's like, well, could I get one? And I'm like, yeah, I'll give you a spare one. So I gave him the Creality K1. Although that printer kind of grew on me over the years. I wasn't super impressed with it when I did the review, because it was kind of like Creality's take on the Bamboo. But it's a pretty solid printer. Oh, still buffering? Alright, well hopefully it... Not exactly, the bit rate's not that high. Racine, Wisconsin. Oh yeah, I know where that is. Hello. Hello there. Yeah, I mean, they still make, you know, they've, you know, like professional controllers from, well, I mean, this is professional because I get paid to do it, but, you know, they make, like, Microsoft did one, and then Sony did one, but people still buy these because for a specific use of just having one hand, like, you know, this is, you know, it's just like an all-in-one solution. I would like to do some more improvements in the future, like if I can make it faster to build, I could maybe lower the price, which would help with, you know, everything being so expensive now. Because for me, it's about time, you know, like how much time it takes. But it varies. Like sometimes I can do one in 2 hours, and sometimes it takes like, you know, something goes wrong like that last stream, and then it's like 3 hours. Although I did one, I don't know when it was, Thursday night maybe, and I think I did that whole thing in like 1 hour and 40 minutes, so that one was super fast. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like when they're like, oh, I gotta fix your car, but then they're like, oh crap, I had to like remove this pump and this bracket, and you know, it took us forever to get at the whatever. That reminds me, I think I have a leak in my water pump. I wonder if I should become like a car guy. My dad was. Be like Simba's ghost, like, Ben, be a car guy. Remember who you are. I don't even. I think this is a. I don't even think this is. This is just 1080. I think. No, I don't think it's on your end. It seems like other people are having problems as well. And let's see. Well, I'm sure it's nowhere near the maximum bit rate, because I unselected to ignore the settings. Apparently it goes up to 51,000. That would be ridiculous. Well, that's ridiculous. We had a pretty good pinball festival. There were no errors reported on Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so hopefully we got those all nipped nipped in the bud. We have this joke at Spooky that Ben is our best animator who also programs okay. That's like the joke. It's like, even though I didn't do the editing on the show, I mean, I've been doing non-linear editing since 1996, I think. Yeah, so I've been doing it a very, very long time. Heck, I remember we used video toasters back in the day. Video toaster for the win. I actually met the inventor of the video toaster at, I think it was at MRF, a Midwest Rep Fest, like it was before they switched buildings, so it was probably like 2018, I want to say. Yeah. Anyway, so we talked about the video toaster. Oh, actually, you know what? It's like when I met Meatloaf. It's the same thing. It's like, oh, it's the inventor of the video toaster. So, of course, my number one question had to be, was Kiki naked? And he's like, yeah, let's just say we had a closed door session. If you know, you know. For the Kiki wipes. I would hope my audience knows who Kiki Stockhammer is. Like, how could they not? Ginger Power. Wait, that's probably violating some sort of YouTube term. Screw it. Right. Cartman, don't you think it's weird that you were bagging on gingers and now you're a ginger? No, I don't think that's weird at all. You know, I could probably save time if I got these pre-populated, but even like if you do like PCB way, like it adds up the cost pretty quick. Mr. Heckendorf, please fill your... Oh, thanks, Q's Tech Service. Yeah, I actually looked into like... I think it was someone from Walter Reed contacted me, and I was looking into like government contracts, but it's, oh my god, you have to jump through so many hoops. It's way worse than like becoming like a Ubisoft vendor or a Microsoft vendor. But I guess there's like lots of money. That was one thing that I learned when actually visited Walter Reed. Oh god, I don't know, 2009 or so. I think it was right after or before. Oh, it was after. Yes, it was after like the scandal about the mold or whatever it was, and I remember one of the doctors saying that a big thing that was different about the Iraq wars, the second one, you know, the Bush ones, is there was so much infrastructure in place for that the survivability of people that got blown up and stuff was way, way higher than like even like the 1991. Well, that wasn't hardly anyone got killed in that war, but It was like the most survivable war ever because of all the infrastructure. But the the negative of that, well, maybe negative's not the right word to use, but the survivability meant that a lot of people survived, but then they had lifelong disabilities. It's kind of like that actor Jeremy Renner. Like if that would have happened like 20 years ago, getting run over by